Hello and welcome to the Global News Relay. I am Nirbeta Sinha Roy, your host from Alliance University, Bengaluru, India. Today, as we journey across borders and cultures under the inspiring theme People of the World, where we bring to you stories that connect us beyond language and beyond geography. So stay with us as we shed light on stories that matter right here from the people who live them, where we first up have Parijat Joshi with her story on the threads of her life.
मेरी राहें मेरा सफ़र कभी धूप हूँ कभी छाँव हूँ मैं खुद अपनी सबसे बड़ी नाव हूँ जो रोकोगे मुझे चल जाओगे मैं इनकलाब की एक चलती आवाज़ हूँ मैं इनकलाब की एक चलती आवाज़ हूँ Resilient and tender, all in one. That's a woman. She doesn't always look empowered by working in multinational companies. She is still empowered when she earns her keep, supports her family, and carries her dignity with pride. Much like Bhagya. Today, we listen to the story of a woman whose hands not only work to earn her keep, but also to sustain the future of her family.
आपके घर में वो रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज आप कैसे बांटते हो?
मैं ये सभी को रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी लेता है, क्या करेगा। रेंट का अमाउंट और रेशन सब भी लेके आना ना, सभी मैं लेके आता हूँ।
Despite carrying immense responsibility, she leads a life of remarkable simplicity.
मतलब आपका दिन कैसे रहता है इन द सेंस कि आप उठते हो, आप घर से यहाँ पे आते हो,
घर में काम करना, खाना पकाना, सभी झाड़ू पूजा करना, सभी करना, नहाना, फिर भी देवर को पूजा करना करके बाद में इधर आके काम करना, शाम को जाना, बर्तन धोना, सभी काम में रहेगा ना घर में
तो
सब
आपके घर में जब 4 लोग हैं तो कोई आपको हेल्प नहीं करता?
मैं ही करेगा।
To many, she is just a housekeeping lady. But to those who know her, she is a symbol of strength, perseverance, and hope.
अच्छा लगता है, मैं भी काम किया तो कोई प्रॉब्लम आएगा तो थोड़ा हेल्प होता है, ऐसा लगता है।
But this privilege to provide comes at a cost that strips you of your freedom to dream and denies you the right to education.
अभी क्या पढ़ाई करेगा, मो एज हो गया ना, क्या पढ़ाई करेगा सब बोला। स्कूल छोड़ दिया ना, 13 साल का शादी हो गया, बाद में हाउसकीपिंग काम सब भी अलग अलग कर दिया।
तो आपने कभी कोई दूसरा जॉब के बारे में सोचा भी नहीं?
But lost dreams don't always signify lost hope. Sometimes they reveal a greater scope of untapped potential waiting to be explored.
आपको कितनी लैंग्वेजेस आती है?
हिंदी, तेलुगु, तमिल, कन्नड़ा।
आपको इंग्लिश भी समझ में आता है?
समझ में आता है ना, डोंट स्पीक इट।
She may be just a housekeeping lady, but in reality, she is a dreamer, a fighter, a nurturer, and above all, a woman who rises every day with the sun, carrying the light of resilience within her. This is not just a story about Bhagya. This is the story of countless women who refuse to be defined by their circumstances, who find power in their labor, and who continue to inspire those around them.
As we reflect on Bhagya's journey, let's remember that she stands among millions who transform struggle into strength and routine into resilience. Next up, we have with us Arshit Sharma with his story on a social worker who works in the women welfare in the tribal areas.
What does it take to stand out in this world? Is it hard to even be considered a hard worker if you're not constantly doing something? Today, we are meeting with Miss Neetu, the head of Moose MGO, working with tribal and underprivileged women and not just helping them, but also giving them long term economic stability by giving them jobs and setting up whole markets in their local area. Hi, what's your name and what do you do?
My name is Neetu Ranjan. Past 15 years working in social sector, especially women welfare in tribal areas.
So my first question for you is, how do you manage work and home life? Because that seems hard.
My son and my husband both are very cooperative. That's what it's easier for me. Usually, I prioritize my task. Setting boundaries and practicing self-care goes a long way.
My second question to you would be, what is the hardest things that you have seen working with tribal people and underprivileged women?
They are facing significant challenges, including poverty, limited access to education, and healthcare. They have limited opportunities as well. The worst part is violence, such as emotional, sexual, and physical abuses, threats if they raise their voices.
My last question for you is, do you have any hope for the future? And what is the one thing you want to say to the people watching right now?
I definitely have a hope for the future because since working in NGO, we have seen so many women getting economical stability and just getting seen as a big part of it as well. All I want to say to people watching this, to not give up and keep working.
This story is a tribute, not just to her tireless efforts in the social sector and women's welfare, but to all those who choose to work in the grassroots, where real transformation begins. Moving ahead, we have with us Nainika Anman with a story on a mural artist who is a part-time medico as well.
City never sleeps. Calls ring, footsteps race, conversations blend into a steady hum. People rush, tasks pile up, the world moves forward. But in the midst of all of it, an artist stands still. With a brush in hand, she finds calm in chaos, turning blank walls into stories. And as the colors come alive, something magical happens. The hurried footsteps slow, the noise fades. People stop, even for a moment, to take it all in. In a world of constant motion, art becomes the pause we never knew we needed.
Hi everyone, I am Dr. Bhumika Anant. I am the founder of Creativity, a mural artist, and of course a part-time medico as well. Well, as most people say, all art arises from either love or hate. And for me, it was because of a boy who liked me. So he offered me a canvas which was bigger than life, an entire wall, and said, I think this is something that will suit your art better than a small, tiny canvas. And I might not have fallen in love with the boy, but I definitely fell in love with the art of painting on walls. Well, the common connect between medicine and art is definitely healing. Medicine heals in a physiological way, whereas art helps psychologically, which is, I think, a really beautiful way to look at it. Well, over a course of 2 years, we have completed over 200 murals and trained over 3,000 people. But my favorite mural will always be this one right here. Believe it or not, we have painted over 6 variations of Van Gogh's Starry Night all over Bangalore. We have a Barbie core one, we have an Oppenheimer one, we have one which is inspired by the school in which it is placed. We have one which is inspired by Bangalore itself. But this wall right here was the very first Starry Night that I created with my entire close team of friends and family. And this was the only wall that my grandpa could see live. He could see me paint it, he could see me interact with my team, and he was the biggest influence that I had for entering the art field, because he would never say no to any art supplies that I required. So yeah, this is the wall that will always have a special place in my heart. A tiny mistake that you make on a canvas as big as a wall, in the long run, in the long haul, goes unnoticed, except for you as the artist. For every onlooker, it's just going to be a masterpiece. So that is one experience that I want people to take away from a mural, which is that every small tiny mistake you make in the long run is insignificant.
For some, murals are a second calling. In the hospital, this artist saves lives. On the street, they bring them to life in color. Nearing the end of our segment, we have Joanna Emma Jose with her story on dogs as humans' universal companions.
All the way from the heart of India came a man with a quiet dream and a deep love for dogs. In the city of Bangalore, there's a place where the world comes together between tails and snoots. Welcome to Therpub Dog Cafe, where love for dogs has no boundaries.
So I thought, okay, I'll just go to a place probably and spend some time, and I could not find such place. So I thought, okay, that's I think there will be more people like me who might be looking for a place, okay, and we can spend, some time. So that's how the idea, came into the picture, and then I thought probably we can do something for pet parents also. A lot of pet parents, but hardly any pet-friendly places. In real meaning pet-friendly. A lot of places they will tag them as pet-friendly, but there will be kind of nothing for pets to do.
What started as a dream has grown into something truly magical. Here at Therpub, strangers walk in and leave as friends. Families are made, one wagging tail at a time. This isn't just a cafe. It's a space filled with warmth, where dogs aren't just pets, they are the heartbeat of the community. People from different walks of life gather here, united by a shared love, turning ordinary days into memories for life. At Therpub, every bark tells a story, every cuddle brings a smile, and every visitor, two-legged or four, becomes a part of the growing family. But the love doesn't stop at playtime. At Therpub's grooming zone, comfort and care goes paw in paw. Every gentle brush, every bubbly bath, it's all about making each furry friend feel pampered, cherished, and right at home. This dream wasn't just to build a cafe, but a safe haven for our furry friends. A place where love has four paws, where strangers become friends, and a place that runs on compassion. Because in this noisy world, sometimes the sweetest sound is a happy bark, and the warmest hug is a furry one. Therpub, where love always finds a home.
This story shows us that sometimes the simplest bonds, like the one between a person and their dog, can build bridges across the world. Because in the end, love has no accent and friendship sometimes comes in four paws. And that brings us to the end of our segment, where we explored stories that reflect the heart and the resilience of the people of the world. Thank you for joining us on this journey. I'm Nirbeta Sinha Roy signing off from Bengaluru, India.